They say all good things come to an end, and apparently that's the case for E3. And let's talk about the ESA's announcement today that after 28 years, E3 is over for good. Hey everyone, welcome back to BRAP. Do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't done so already, hit the bell notification so you're alerted when we go live. Liking this video helps the channel out, and certainly appreciate the support as always. Now, I have to be honest, totally surprised by today's announcement that by the Entertainment Software Association, ESA, that they've announced that E3 is gone for good. They are permanently shutting down E3 after 28 years. And I got to say, the biggest disappointment for me is I never had the opportunity to go. Actually, I was supposed to go in 2020 and actually had my flight booked. I had my deposit down to stay with the Iron Lords, the Iron Lords podcast, Lord Cognito, King David, those folks over there. We were all going to stay in this house. Ains from Season Gaming was going to be there. It was something that I was really looking forward to because it was going to be my first E3. I'd watched E3 for so many years. I mean, some of my earliest memories of E3 go back, 20 something years ago. I remember when Sony announced the PlayStation and the announcement they had at that particular time in 1995. But this is just really sad news. I think most of us would probably agree that we're not surprised that post-pandemic that E3 is no longer going to exist. The ESA was having some issues, some challenges that we'll talk about tomorrow night on our regular scheduled BRAP show, which goes live at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we'll dive into a little bit more about some of the troubles that the ESA had and what led to this. But let me read the article here from IGN. You see the title here. E3 is dead for good. The day the Electronic Entertainment Expo died. This is by Wesley Yin Poole. So I'm going to credit IGN here for this article. So the Entertainment Software Association has announced the end of E3 for good, 28 years after the first event took place. Now, I should mention the ESA also did the E3 Twitter account, or X account, did tweet this out. And they said after more than 2 decades of E3, each one bigger than the last, the time has come to say goodbye. Thanks for the memories. We'll go back to the article here. In a statement shared on X Twitter and with the Washington Post, I actually just reached out to Gene Park to kind of get his thoughts on this announcement. I was also trying to get Gene on the show tomorrow. He's not going to be able to make BRAP tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. We're working on trying to get Gene on the shows in the future. But after more than 2 decades of serving as a central showcase for the video game industry, again, this is what they tweeted out. The ESA has decided to end E3. ESA remains focused on advocating for ESA member companies and the industry workforce to fuel progressive culture and economic impact every day. So the ESA, the Entertainment Software Association, isn't going anywhere. They are actually a lobbying group for the video game industry. They're in Washington, D.C., so they do a lot of lobbying efforts on behalf of the video game industry to the U.S. Congress. Let me go down to the article here. Furthermore, in March, IGN reported that almost a year after announcing its return, the ESA had canceled E3 2023's E3. At the time, the ESA said the 2023 version simply did not garner the sustained interest necessary to execute it in a way that would showcase the size, strength, and impact of our industry. It did not mention undertaking the show again in future years. This year's event was supposed to be held from June 13th to the 16th at the Los Angeles Convention Center. The show's home for many years and would have been the first person E3 since 2019. E3 2020, which was the E3 I was supposed to go to, was canceled due to the COVID-19 pandemic. And while a digital version was held in 2021, E3 was canceled again in 2022 in an effort to focus on a revitalized showcase that would set a new standard for hybrid industry events. We now know this will never happen. So IGN has the 8 greatest E3 moments of the last 10 years. And I got to say, there were many great moments at E3. The one that stands out to me, or at least the two that come to mind, are the PlayStation and 1995 announcement of the PlayStation 1 price, where they went out on stage after Sega had announced the price of the Sega Saturn before, and announced that it was kind of a stealth release of the Saturn consoles on retail, which many retailers weren't aware that Sega was doing this. That's a story within itself. But simply, Sony came out at the E3 stage at the time. I would encourage you to Google the video. There's a YouTube video of Sony's announcement, and it looks like it's taking place in a hotel conference room, which is interesting compared to if you look at what E3 became at the Los Angeles Convention Center, but the spectacle of that event. But the Sony representative comes out on stage and says $299 and walks off stage. And that was one of the first big mic drop moments that I remembered E3, and there was many more after that. But I also have to remember the announcement of Halo 2. When Peter Moore comes out, lifts up his arm sleeve and shows the Halo 2 tattoo, announcing Halo 2 coming to the original Xbox. So those are two of many, many E3 memories that I have watching the show for the last 20 plus years. And I'm disappointed. It's sad that the show is no longer going to be around, but I can understand the challenges facing the E3 in light of the digital age, where now developers can easily reach consumers, gamers via the internet. I mean, once PlayStation left, Nintendo left, we saw how easy it was for those platform owners to reach out and engage consumers. They didn't have to go to E3 anymore. And you see what has happened with Jeff Keighley's Summer Games Fest. You look at we had the Game Awards last week, where that has become an event where developers and publishers can market their video games, can release new gameplay, new game trailers. And so that is kind of taken the air out of the, suck the air out of the, or suck the wind out of the sails of E3. So I can't say that I'm entirely shocked that this has happened, given the things that I just mentioned, but it's sad. It's sad. E3 was an event in the summertime as a gamer that I always look forward to watching. And I came so close to going in 2020 and just didn't have the opportunity to, and certainly regret the opportunity not going. So I need to head up to PAX East next year to check that off my box of things to do. So there it is. E3 is officially done. And we will talk about this more tomorrow night on BRAP at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So definitely come out and hang out with us. We're going to get to a little more of the details and the things that led up to this announcement today by the ESA. So definitely please check us out live tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And if you can't make it, please check out the video that will go live on the YouTube channel immediately after we wrap up the live show. So thank you so much for watching this breaking news story, or this video, I should say, regarding this breaking news story. Please hit that like button. It helps out the channel. Really appreciate the support as always. And if you're new, subscribe, hit the bell notification so you're alerted when we go live. And remember, we are live tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going to talk about the E3 announcement in more depth tomorrow. And we're also going to discuss another breaking news story. We have Insomnia Games, who apparently has been hacked, and leaked footage has come out of the upcoming Wolverine game for PlayStation 5. So we'll talk about that and much more tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Thank you for watching the video. Appreciate the support as always.